And I'll do my little intro. Here we go. We're live. We're live.
We are live.
Step right up.
Yes.
Step right up,
here.
soldiers. Step right up. You are watching The Freak Show with DT and Cappy. Special guest Aaron Clary in the Hunker Bunker for The Freak Show on this Freaks Freedom and Schadenfreude Friday, April 9th, 2021. DT and Cappy provide the freedom and the freaks asking your questions. No, we provide the Schadenfreude and the freaks making fun of the Freak Show. You can ask whatever questions you want, soldiers, and then that's the freedom side of the equation. So welcome, Cap.
Well, thank you.
And we're trying a simulcast here, streaming out under two different things.
We'll find out. Look, Eric Hubs. So I guess it's working. I guess it's working on my end.
You got it working on your end. All right. So, soldiers or lieutenants, if you want to watch the Freak Show, I usually put up whatever articles we're looking at. And the coffee's good this morning. In the description is the link to the Black Brigade Simulcast. If you could kindly go over there and subscribe, that would be awesome. And you'll be able to see what's on my screen. On Aaron's simulcast, it'll just be the logo.
Yeah, the logo. That's all it'll be.
So here we go. We'll switch over to the scene.
Oh, wow.
And that's the wrong page, but that's okay. That's okay. I was looking to do a different sounder at some point with Dennis Green.
Oh, great. My audience is going to suffer your sounders. Is that what they
So Aaron's had a rough morning. I've had the song. It had to be you in my head because whenever Aaron visits, I think of Frank Sinatra.
Thank you.
And so it had to be you. And then I'm like, well, Aaron's having a bad morning. So in my head is, it sucks to be you.
Yes, it does.
It sucks to be you. So let's have a palate cleanser for your morning. Okay.
What's a palate cleanser?
Right here.
Brush my teeth.
Bunnies.
Oh, bunnies.
Bunnies.
Look at that.
Bunnies on the screen. Aren't they cute?
That makes my life so much better. You know what's hilarious?
Look at this bunny right here. He's sticking out his tongue.
Oh, look at that.
And I got rainbows.
Okay.
Rainbows
That's
for
calming,
you.
Right?
The coffee's good.
You got pictures of Rumplemints anywhere?
Look, there's a double complete rainbow right there.
Right? Yeah, sure.
And, of course, puppies.
Puppies. All right.
Puppies.
There we go.
Look at these puppies.
Yeah.
Do you feel better?
No,
now?
I still want to murder everyone in the world.
How about this one?
No, it's
metaphysical
weird puppy. Yeah, I don't want that dog.
Dalmatians. You wanted to be deaf this morning, right? You didn't want to hear what was happening?
No, I don't have a choice but to hear what's happening. And I want to know what's going on because the only way to persevere and succeed is to know what's going on. And so I like those Welsh corgis.
Do you think these puppies
No, I don't like.
No,
go up.
Where? Which one?
Off to the right, the Welsh corgis.
I don't. These ones?
Yeah, those. Yeah. Those are cool because it reminds me of Cowboy Bebop.
And Frasier.
They didn't have a Welsh corgi. No, they had some little
Jack
rat
Russell,
looking.
Jack
yeah,
Russell.
some rat dog.
So there. I look at the sweeping puppies.
You know, you're like my girlfriend. Like, well, why don't you drink some tea? And why don't you show just things that you can? It's like, oh, just shut up and let me be angry.
So Aaron, it says Aaron's audio is muffled. So you know what? We'll just take this.
Oh,
we'll just take that off. Just don't spit into the mic, okay?
That was my intention. Is that any better? I'm
sure it is. All right. I'm sure it is. I didn't have a spit guard for the other mic, so that's the palate cleanser.
That's the palate cleanser. Okay.
So now, how do you want to do this? You're already in a bad mood. Usually, the Freak Show, we look at the headlines and we make fun of the freaks.
It's your show. Let's do that.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see who's falling in here. I always at least recognize people. Thanks for falling in, soldiers. Oh, I didn't do this part. Thanks for falling in, soldiers. If you like my freaks, if you like the Freak Show, if you like the puppies, head on over or hit the like, hit the subscribe, share with one new recruit a week and help grow the brigade. Head on over to blackbrigade.org. That is our flagship where we set sail into the abyss. Subscribe to the RSS feed there as well. And click on the Cafe Press site to buy some cool shit. Cappy likes it. I don't think he's ever seen it. You want me to play it again? Here, we'll play it again. Play it again,
Sam.
Yeah, exactly. See, you were at the Capitol riot there. Did
I
you
was.
notice
Yes,
that?
I
That's
was,
a
I
quote
was,
riot.
I was there.
At the quote riot.
Made off with Nancy Pelosi's dildo or whatever the hell she's got.
It's the quote riot, right? Everybody just accepted the term that it was a riot when people were standing in the wrong spot, basically.
Correct.
And the coffee's good. That's a riot. So that's it for my intro here. Thanks for falling in, soldiers. We've got Sylph Moon falling in, Tim Fletcher, Mike Ox Small, Sylph Moon, Big Viz 497, All Pro Lemonton, Modern Life Bloating, Bolo, Kirk Grimes, Apostolic Alcoholic, Juan the Aztec Patriarch, Dr. Death 113, Young Sykes. Thanks for falling in, soldiers. We've got Boris reporting. You're new, I think. You must be coming over from Aaron land.
Or Prague.
The world of Aaron.
It says Prague. That's where it says he's from.
Yeah. DM falling in. And I think Robert is saying it's a corgi.
Juan, I'll start beating the monitor.
Buckaroo Baizu falling in. Eric Hobbs. I'm Ed Wolf. Thanks for falling in. It's not hump day today. It's Freak Show Friday, man.
And thank God it isn't garbage day, is it?
Mm-mm.
That is, out of all your sounders, I hate that one the most. That
great.
is
Great. Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yep.
It's one of the worst. There's a whole YouTube video where it's like the worst death scenes of all time in movies, and that's one of them. Garbage Day.
Really?
Yeah.
What movie is it from?
The Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Silent Night. Was that another one of those 70s horror films?
The murderous Santa Claus guy. I think it might be part 2 though.
Okay, so this is the 80s.
So it's Garbage Day. It's not Christmas. It's Garbage Day.
What year did it come out?
I don't know. It's in the 80s.
God.
It's
I got enough idiots. Don't you be? I'm wondering if that's what's happening. Speaking of horror films, it's like zombies. Like everyone is getting taken over, and everyone gets slower and slower, and they never get to the point. And I'm like Rowdy Roddy Piper with the glasses. Only I see it.
Yeah, you predicted this happening. Are you surprised?
No, but it.
I mean, it's incompetence on parade. Look at who's president. I mean, what do you expect?
But it's like, and people think, oh, you're in South Dakota, so it's like this magic place where everyone's got their shit together. Like, nope. It's
still lousy drivers. Still,
worst drivers. They're worst drivers.
Yeah, because they're not in a hurry because the roads aren't clogged and there's no congestion.
And there is a rural or country culture where, oh, Jessup, he kind of gets in there when he feels like it. There's not the hustle that you would have in downtown New York City, like the hustle and the vibe, like we got to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's more laid back, but it's also, these people are dumb. There's just some, like, they're not, I don't know if it's a lack of street smarts or awareness, but it's like, you got to come in and take over and literally like, hey, asshole.
It's just more laid back. That's what
it is. Yeah. And it's like, hey, asshole. Where's the styrofoam? Oh, well, it'd be coming in.
Cappy's having building problems. He's having building supply issues. That's why he needed to look at the puppies. And we need to put that back up on the screen?
No. But I was just trying to make a point.
No puppies.
That they don't say, oh, if I don't get the styrofoam in, it'll delay the project by 8 weeks.
Right.
Like there's no.
They should.
They've
got a schedule.
They have a schedule, but I'm not even talking about
speaking as a civil engineer.
Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, do you think maybe we needed that? And so when you come out west or just to rural parts, expect slower service, dumber people, I'd say. Just no one getting the big picture and completely no hustle. And these are the ones who aren't on meth or drugs or heroin or booze. These are the sober ones. These are the producers.
Right. Well, you've got high standards, so I'm sure you tried to pick people that, if you got a bad feeling about somebody, I'm sure you said, no.
No, it's even worse than that because there's such a boom of housing going on out here.
Yep.
Essentially every contractor and general contractor and builder, they're like girls from Edina who are 10s.
Yep.
They don't care. They don't care. Like if you don't, and you just got to stick with the fuckwad you got.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to go talk to one of the fuckwads and say, hey, asshole, because of you, it looks like we may not get done on time. And then to keep my interest rate, it's going to cost me $62 a day.
What are you going to do about it?
You know what you're going to do? You're going to make damn sure that and then, so it's shit like that. And it's not, you can't be nice. You can't be polite.
No.
You got to go in there, scare the living fuck out of them like you do normally, but especially here in Houdang Digleyville, you got to, so.
It is better here.
It's better.
It's definitely, that's why everybody's moving here.
Right.
People are nicer, but when people are nice and laid back, it comes with its problem.
Right. I would never hire someone. Like, I would not start a business here. I wouldn't start a business in the United States anywhere.
You could kick ass if you started a business here.
Here?
Yeah.
Who would I employ?
Because you deliver.
Who would I? Okay,
You'd
as an independent contractor, like a one-man operation, I could deliver.
Yeah. There'll be people. There'll be people that deliver.
Yeah, I don't think so.
You just have to find them. It's just maybe a little harder to find them. But yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, my attic project yesterday kicked my ass, and I was up there in the sauna.
Oh yeah,
take breaks every 10, 15 minutes, and you couldn't hire somebody to do that job. There's no way that you can hire somebody. They've got so much work that they just rather put in light fixtures or rewire three-way switches or whatever small easy project there is to make money off the DFCs. That's what I call them. So, do the math. The DFCs and feminized men run the world, and that's why we're at where we're at. That's why an attic that's why my attic was never vented properly for the last 40 years is because no one cares.
Let me ask you. So how much labor was wasted because someone screwed up? Someone didn't do it right. Yeah, like months, right? Yep. Months of work.
Yeah, well, maybe not months, but it's grueling, horrible, miserable work.
Right.
You sure you don't want that, Alif?
God, maybe I do.
Cap's got some back problems here.
I don't
puppies,
know.
Maybe puppies will help.
You know what?
Back.
How about I go to my? Can you grab me one and I'll go to my super chats if there are any? Because I'm afraid.
Here.
Go take me to my site.
And what do you want?
My broadcast here.
Yeah, you want an Alif?
Yeah, give me an Alif.
Oh, yeah.
Just one. Don't give me a handful. Because I know a lot of you. We're primarily broadcasting from DT's platform, but we're simulcasting. So Thai Huando for €2. Cappy might have a PTSD episode seeing the puppies. Thanks, guys. Thanks. It's good to see you. And then just for everyone tuning in to me over on my side, hold off on the super chats. Anyone tuning in after this, I will be doing a missed super chat episode. And but for those of you who want the Cappy update, it's just Cappy's dealing with fuckwits. And my entire day is gonna be kicked. And it's you know what's great? I get to beat the shit out of boomers because it's one boomer in particular that fucked up. There's been a fair amount of contractors that have actually done a really good job too. But this one cocksucker is gonna cost me so much money, but no, he ain't, because I'm gonna make him pay for it.
Look at this 4-star.
Oh, look at that. Again, I got an Alif. Okay.
And I got some pillows for you.
All right.
Some little pillows. Want me to fluff the pillows?
You got water or something to take this down?
Do you have coffee?
No, I don't got no coffee left. Here,
I'll get you more.
Give me more coffee.
I'll get you. Yes, I expect.
Thank you, Yves. Thank you. Thank you, Yves. Get my pillows. Fucking pulled my back. Oh. And I went like a dumbass. I went for a hike. I'm fine. You don't need your back to hike. Just stand up straight. Anyway. Going through this, make sure you got Loco TV for $10 with nothing to say. Loco, we had this problem last night. A guy made some donations on Super Chats, and nothing. His text didn't show through. So go ahead, make your comment. I presume you had a comment. Usually people just don't donate $10 and not comment. But we will get through all the missed super chats at a later episode that happen to come through here.
All right.
Thank you.
Now that coffee's hot.
The coffee's hot?
Yeah, it's hot.
But is the coffee good?
So don't gulp down your Alif. And did you notice I put your laundry in the dryer for you?
I did. I'm happy and grateful that you allowed me to do laundry.
DT is a little bitch. Cappy's a little bitch. Is DT. Okay.
So we got what Freak Show Friday here. We do Freak Show.
Yeah, Freak Show Friday. It's Freaks, Freedom, and Schadenfreude Fridays every Friday here at the Black Brigade. 4 days a week. First 4 days a week, we sail off into the abyss of philosophy. So we use that philosophy to get the proper frame of mind,
right,
to point and laugh at the freaks.
Good.
That's the whole point of the podcast.
I'm glad you said laugh at the freaks, because that's what you got to do. You just got to enjoy it, man, because these people. Yeah. All right. Now I'm all on board.
Well, I can get angry, but sometimes angry can be funny too.
Sometimes, yeah.
There's such thing as funny anger. That's George Carlin.
Yeah, but we've been getting angry for 20, 25 years. And now I don't know about you, but I'm kind of tapped out on it. And now I just like lampooning these people because we're old enough now that we've made some progress, a significant amount of progress. And, you're a successful family man, nice house, all this other stuff, equity and skilled and all that. Everyone who is trying to make our lives miserable are miserable themselves, and they will never attain what we have. All of our complaints aside about,
like
our aim for perfection, basically.
Where is she? Like this person? Like this person, maybe?
Shaniqua? Walker Bar. It's a stereotype.
So, yes. So, if you're wondering who this person is, you have to listen to yesterday's podcast, episode number 82 of the Will to Power Hour, where I started it off. She is a pastor. She's a preacher. And she has a chapter in this book called The Rhythm of Prayer. The Rhythm of Prayer. It's called
White People
Prayer
Suck.
of a Weary Black Woman. And it starts off with, Dear God, help me to hate white people. So I read this whole thing yesterday. And it's worth hearing because this is a best-selling book. It's on the shelves at Target and at Amazon.
Of course it's on Target.
And, the women's really love this. This is
the white women's love. Oh, my God, I'm so sorry for being white. I have to have the fifis.
So that was yesterday. And I did try to do a Mother Abigail from the Stand reading of it, but my voice did not hang
I don't know
up.
who the Mother Abigail is.
She's the old black woman.
Oh.
She's, dear Lord. Maybe you went a little too far this time.
All right, but let's look at her. She's fat. She's ugly. Hyphenated name. I mean, and I know she's smiling there, but.
And here, so it's here. Shaniqua Walker Barnes, psychologist.
She's making lots of money, though, I guess.
She's a doctor.
No, she's not. No. A doctorate in psychology is not a real thing. I guarantee you she's
got a master's of divinity, I think.
That's bullshit.
And she's a preacher. So,
she's a preacher, right?
You can see her. There she is, looking at you like she wants to
eat you,
consume you.
Yeah.
Yes. You're for dinner.
Need some salt.
I like that.
I like me some white meat. And not in the fun way either.
No. Yeah, she's what you would think. She's the type of person you would think would write a prayer to God, basically
to hate white people.
Yeah, to hate white people. Help me want to hate white people. Help me. I need to get a get out of judgment for free card as the white people for the exception to your rule to love your neighbor.
Right. Well, okay.
So she clearly understands the gospel, and yet she's
okay. That's your life. Now think about that.
Right.
Like, I don't hate anybody or any group of people that much to go and get a doctorate in it and write books about it.
Yeah.
Like
she might not have started off that way, but because it says here, BA Psychology and African American Studies.
Right.
So 2 bullshit degrees, like you said, MS and PhD in clinical child family psychology.
Yeah, and you want this person talking.
So she probably wanted to try to help families, black families, right?
No.
Yes, that was probably the intent.
No,
and then she realized it's all Whitey's fault.
No, what you need to do is the most telling thing is what people do for their undergrad. Okay. If they do go to grad school.
Sure.
That's all you need to know. She's a lazy bitch.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And she's going to use skin and gender in her case to bitch and whine about her not being another skin or another gender so that she can go and get other people's money. Right. That's all this is. And the rest of it is all crap and bullshit.
Masters of Divinity.
Yeah, it's all theater. That's all that is theater. And
now she says here, but engaged in Christian social justice activism. Her faith has been shaped by Methodist, Baptist, evangelical social justice communities, as well as by Buddhism and Islam. She was ordained by an independent fellowship that holds incarnational theology, community engagement, social justice, and prophetic witness.
So she's about as much of a reverend as Al Sharpton.
Yeah, and she's into this liberation theology bullshit.
Well, she can leave or go set up her own outfit. I mean, what stop? I mean, be free.
The point is, this woman gets to write her hate, and it's on the shelves at Target.
Well, Target hates you.
And Amazon and all these places where you would be banned, probably.
Right. I would probably be
Roosh
banned.
would be banned, and other people would be banned. But she's
But
able to write a prayer to God to help her to hate white people. And this is a long prayer.
I know. She hates white people a lot.
That's why I'm not reading it, because I already read it yesterday.
Yeah. Tell me you went to the library to get that.
No, this is somebody went to Target.
Went to Target.
You can see the Target.
Okay, all right. Here's my question. All right, and this isn't going to happen. And this is again why I enjoy the decline, and I hate everybody, and I'm a true misanthrope regardless of your politics. All you pussy Republican, conservative, libertarian type of husbands out there, you let your wives shop at Target,
right?
And like I told the G, I'm like, no. We should go to no. And I want to hear about you shopping at Target.
Right.
And we're not drinking
Coca-Cola.
No. We're not. I mean, there's like we're not going on Netflix. And it's kind of like you got to walk the walk. Like you have to do it yourself personally
before you start complaining about Kristi Noem vetoing a transgender bill.
Okay, or whatever. But the larger point is, all you cocksuckers out there, you weak fucking Republican, conservative, liberal, somebody must do something. Could you at least boycott Target?
Yeah, right.
And then
at a minimum, or quit Twitter, quit Facebook.
Right. Do you remember Garage Logic?
Yes.
Okay.
And you've told this story.
I've told this story, but like the epitomal where it's like I just threw up. I just threw in the towel. I'm like, I'm done with this fucking shit.
Yep.
Was when the co-host Rookie, you know, it's like conservative for what, 25, 30 years now? They've been on the air, and conservative. What does he do? Sends his daughter to fucking St. Kate's to major in political science or journalism, some fucking bullshit. It's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done. Fuck you guys. You're all a bunch of pussies. You're the Republicans, the conservatives, the right in general. You're as big of pussies as the left is thieves. And until you guys get the fucking balls to say, no, we ain't shopping there. No, we're not going to go see that movie. No, we're not going to buy that product. It's good. They're going to steamroll over you.
Yep. And what I hate, and I did some analysis on this earlier, I think it was last week or whatever, is Republicans are great at complaining, right? And so there's this story that came up, Kristi Noem basically vetoed a transgendered girls sports bill because the NCAA would boycott South Dakota. See, the left is serious. They actually follow through with their boycotts, right? And so Kristi Noem made the practical choice and said, look, we're going to lose a ton of money. We're a small state. You expect me to take a stand when the rest of the nation is not? No, I'm going to veto this bill. We're not going.
What did she veto? What did the bill propose?
Well, what she wanted to do, well, the proposal for the bill was no transgendered girls in girls sports in the state, period.
In the state, period.
And she said, can we just start off with K through 12? Because if we do this for college, the NCAA is going to boycott us.
Okay,
everybody's going to boycott us.
I have a stupid question. Hang on.
Sure.
Your audience doesn't go as fast as you. Neither does my audience. Okay, because you're the basketball veto. Okay. Who gives a shit? The South Dakota fields teams in the NCAA.
Oh, they try to get yeah. I mean, NCAA is college, and I believe some of the South Dakota
Sioux Falls.
Yeah, they played some of the
Lickers.
They played some of the teams that were in the NCAA tournament this year.
Oh,
so
what place did they get? 327.
Well, whatever. They're trying, right? They want to have access to that field. I mean, you want to have somebody to play against, right? So NCAA is very powerful. Okay,
right?
It's very powerful. So all the conservatives, after everything that Kristi Noem has done, keeping the state open, no mask mandates, telling Joe Biden to go fuck himself. Right. I mean, she's got the biggest swinging dick in this country as far as the governor's concerned.
Set of balls and all.
DeSantis, she did it first.
Right.
She fucked the left first, and DeSantis is now getting the sloppy seconds. But so when she did this, the right was, well, that's it. Kristi Noem's over.
Right. Because
puritanical Republican. That's it. She didn't stand up. You need to fight. You need to fight. Hey, are you still sending your kids to NCAA schools? You fucking losers. You fucking Republican pieces of shit. How dare you? How dare you criticize when you're not doing a goddamn thing in your own life? Somebody that's done a ton of shit has stood up and is one of the leaders in this country, and then you're just going to throw them out. That's the right. The right throws people out the minute that that they do something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all bullshit. They're all hypocrites.
They demand perfection.
So you can't, your conclusion is right. The freak show is right, that you can't fight this fight anymore. You fight it in your own personal life, and that's it.
That's about it. Yeah.
That's it.
Like,
I don't be friends with leftists. You maybe write off family that are leftists.
Yep.
You
I don't do business with leftists.
You spend as little money as possible. That's the easiest way to boycott.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is woke. So just don't spend money. Just
That's
spend money on the necessities.
Right. Or investments.
Mm-hmm.
Why do all the conservative rich white men have all the money? I don't know. We didn't buy shit at Target or $200 pair of sneakers from Nike.
And you don't even really need money. I mean, you don't need
it's not that much.
Not really.
No,
I mean, it doesn't take much to live.
No.
I mean, people want the fancy trucks and they want the,
So Noam vetoed it on the ground, more practical financial grounds, because it would bring more revenue into the state.
Well, she just knew.
Okay.
I mean, if I was Kristi Noem, I'd be, okay, the left is serious. They actually boycott things. Mm-hmm. The right is not serious. They don't do shit.
Right.
So if I sign this bill, it's the right thing to do, but we're going to lose a ton of money. There's going to, and her intent is to try to protect women's sports. Well, if the NCAA pulls the plug on women's sports, what's the point? You're not protecting women's sports. So that's why she wanted it to be just high school. And then she's trying to build a movement and support. And so a bunch of states do it for college. So they could take on the NCAA together.
Here's why she may have boycotted it as well. This is one of those things where the left is eating its own, because college age women, or women in general, when they're playing sports, are younger, right? You know, I mean, older women play sports, but at a semi-pro or collegiate level, women are younger when they play sports, and women are typically leftists. And I think Noam probably had, I'm just speculating, but she probably had the idea like, okay, send a bunch of guys in, and
we'll see what happens.
And here's your gift from the left. And so I kind of enjoy seeing men, which is really what they are. Sure. Biological men.
Yep.
Winning all the titles and breaking all the records in various women's sports, including deadlifts or weightlifting and running and all that. And so I'm all for it. I kind of like, well, you guys asked for it, so here you go.
Right. And it was sort of tortured logic in her style and form veto, and she tried to get it so that they could at least pass the high school.
Yeah, young girls should not have to face that.
But then they did not sign on to the style and form veto, so it ended up just being vetoed completely. But the overall point is, it's sort of the Jesus thing, right? Judge not, lest ye be judged, right?
Right.
Oh, you're gonna point the finger at Kristi Noem, and you're shopping at Target, and you're on Twitter,
sure,
and you're subscribed to Disney Plus to make your kids happy,
God almighty.
and all these things. But it's her fault. It's her fault. The reason why things are the way they are. It's her fault, right?
Right.
So that's Republicans. I don't have much time for them anymore.
No, I'll let them all burn. This all these. This one thing I like about my audience, my clientele, is I've been getting a lot of financial requests and questions, and I'm asking, like, you got cryptocurrency, you got silver? 90% of the time they're saying yeah. Like, they're actually taking action. And this is regardless of race, gender, whatever. Like, yeah, no, I got it in. And I'm like, all right, at least my guys and gals, they're taking concrete steps to improve their finances and their situation and contingencies. But these fucking limp dick suburbanite Minnesotan, any degree is a good degree. Daddy's little prick. Like, it's not. But it's like, fuck you guys. I mean, just fuck off. No, you can't have my guns.
Right.
Now, I don't care how many people are coming and burning your house down. No, you can't come into my fortress. Send your wife and your oldest daughter in here. I'll take care of them. You get the fuck out of here.
Right. And they've had a year. That's some of the headlines here. They've had a year to get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Oh, easy. Yeah.
They've had a year. It just mostly the whole thing burned to the ground. And now you've got the trial going on, and it's a disaster. I mean, it sure looks like
I haven't watched it.
He's going to be acquitted because
is he?
Well, all the real information that we've known forever is coming out.
Okay, so like, because I'll have to be intellectually honest. I already was tuned out by that time when the killing, for a lack of a bad one.
Don't say killing. Say he died. Okay. That's again the word usage. Everybody says
right. No, I know. All right.
He was not killed.
I'm not using the word manslaughtered, and I'm not using the word murdered either.
Right.
But he was killed.
He died in police custody.
He died under police custody. All right. I haven't been paying attention because I just plain don't give a fuck. And so
because you're not there.
I'm not there, and the
you already know to get the hell out.
Well, the riots, it's just like, okay, this is what the response is going to be.
They were mostly peaceful protests. Anyway. It was a riot at the Capitol. It was not they're not the George Floyd riots. It's the January 6th riot.
Right.
And everything else is a mostly peaceful protest.
It was a mostly peaceful protest. Anyway.
And he was killed. He didn't just die in police custody, or he wasn't killed by his drug dealer who gave him a fatal overdose.
Right.
No, the cops killed him. He didn't just die. He died in police custody.
I'm aware.
I hate the use of these words.
My point is that I really don't comment much on the George Floyd thing because I haven't paid attention. But if I had to assume, like, did he have drugs in his system?
Yeah, he had 3 times the overdose.
Okay,
level.
All right. Well, that might have been a contributing factor.
And they've changed it. Here's a headline here. Mm-hmm. Neck becomes neck area for prosecution. He was leaning on his shoulder. He was not leaning on his shoulder blade. He wasn't kneeling on his neck.
Okay. All right. The neck area.
So it's the neck area now. What's my penis? Is my penis the chest area?
You're failing so bad right now. Why do you give a shit? Why are you concerned? The neck versus the neck. Like,
no, I don't care that. This just shows people truly need to understand and fully accept that the left is total evil.
Yes,
they just lie. They lie all the time. They're lying liars who lie. They're total filth. They're total evil. And this just proves it. I mean, cities burned down because the enemy of the people, the major media, kept on showing that video.
They showed they were lying
over and over. But the people jumping out of the Twin Towers, we couldn't show that.
No.
You know, we can't show because that might result in anti-Muslim violence or whatever. But you can show this horrible video, and it was a horrible video. Yeah. You didn't know what was going on. But when you find out all the
facts and the data, I figure it might be something like that. You know what I was interested in, and they never did it. But remember that Narome guy? He was the Somali cop that shot the Australian gal. And he got
whatever his name was.
Yeah, I'd like to see the trial on that because he ended up getting like 2nd-degree manslaughter.
Yeah, he got
something like that. What now is the trial over? It says 9-day wrap up. Is the trial over?
Well, no. The prosecution is wrapping up its case, and it's a disaster. It's actually making
the prosecution
is the defense is scoring all kinds of points.
Wait, who's the defense? The defense is Chauvin. All right, and the prosecution is Keith Ellison.
Yeah.
All right, and so
total political prosecution.
Okay,
they didn't even prep their witnesses. It's a total disaster.
Really?
Yeah, you'd think that with
that bad,
the hundreds of people working on this case and the limelight that it's in, that they'd at least have. I was watching a video yesterday where their expert on use of force had never testified in court before, and he's like, that never happens. There's always these people that become the experts for courts,
like Dr. David Perodin, right?
Yeah,
like Doc.
They always bring him in, and they make a little bit of money doing it or whatever.
Doc makes a lot of money doing it.
So this was the first time, like this star witness for the prosecution.
Well,
total disaster.
One thing that leftists have in common, Keith Ellison or the media, you know what they all are?
Incompetence.
Nope, lazy.
Right.
And I'm sure he probably could have done a lot better.
Tanking it on purpose. Who knows what's going on here, but there's a lot of those kinds of stories. So again, I'll repeat for Aaron Clary's lieutenants, if you want to see what's on our screen that we're looking at here in the hunker bunker for this simulcast of the Black Brigade and Aaron Clary, in the description is a link to the video. So please hit that link if you want to see what we're looking at.
I'm surprised it's working both. I like how it's working on both.
It's kind of neat, isn't it? Works, my shitty computer is powerful enough, at least knock on wood, to make this work. But I think we should probably play this sounder because we are going to talk about a lot of things here. So it's the racist alert sounder. I will give you lieutenants, if you want to see the racist alert sounder, the super duper racist alert sounder, hit the link in the description. Subscribe to Black Brigade, please. I'd appreciate it. Here we go. See, it actually is super duper.
It is super duper. Oh my God. Yeah. It's pretty super duper.
It's definitely
It's super
duper
normal.
racist.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just warning everybody, if we're going to talk about these issues, super duper is both a joke and serious sometimes.
All right. What's the topic du jour now? What do we got? What craziness?
Well, we've got the former black, capital B black, NFL star who killed an entire white family. Have you heard about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Oh God! So this guy, this nice person here, killed. This is the guy who's a doctor and his wife and his kids and grandkids. We don't know. And what the media is saying. Imagine if a white person did this.
Oh no, it'd be
a lowercase w white person
I understand.
went and killed a black family.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
And everything's white supremacy. Everything is this now, right? Everything is
Is that a guy or a girl?
That's AIDS Skrillex.
Who's
AIDS Skrillex?
Is that a person?
Yes. So white supremacy culture is all these things, right? Perfectionism, sense of urgency, defensive,ness, quantity over quality. I mean, all the worship,
whatever was in that book.
Paternalism. Yeah. So everything's racist, right? And they'll probably say that he was engaged in white supremacy culture and killing whites. They'll probably end up saying that at some point. But what they've blamed this on is concussions.
Concussions. They're stretching.
The media is like, it's not racism. It's not racist when a capital B black person.
Could it just be hate? Could it just be he's psycho?
Right.
I mean,
for all of them. Yeah.
Remember the guy that I only accidentally learned about this, listened to a different podcast, but the guy that shot up the Asian parlor.
Yeah.
And they immediately jumped to racism. It's like, well, maybe he was just like an incel that hated horrors and was the vengeance of God. I mean, it's
would you say white people, see, I'm honest about all of this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Would you say white people have an incel problem?
Well, I would say yes, but
more
I would also,
so than other races.
No,
or?
I actually wouldn't.
Okay.
There's some. I mean, and I've talked to some, because we're getting old now, and several black friends of mine who are of my age. I mean, we're grown gentlemen. We're kind of pushing old. They're like, "What the fuck has happened?" Like they remember Boys in the Hood, and it was pretty tough, and it was pretty. But then these kids, regardless of what your race is, they're getting in these schools, and there still are the bullies, and still the gangs and the fights, but. The black boys are coming out not as, but almost as soy. And so the same thing with the Latino. Latinos are getting fat. Black kids are, they're not, and not that I advocate you get in a fight or, fisticuffs on the playground, but that was kind of part of not indoctrination, the journey or the trials and tribulations that would forge you into a young man. And
it sucks for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I think, I would not say no. It's definitely not relegated to white. It's kind of all over the place.
But okay, so how about incels killing people?
Oh yeah, I mean,
is that a white boy problem?
Well, wasn't Elliot Rogers part Asian?
I guess he probably was.
But
maybe that white people have a serial killer problem. Maybe
no,
where more white males are more likely to be serial killers.
No, not as a percentage of the population.
I thought they are as a percentage.
No, I think if you go, I think I'd have to look at the data, but I think it's equal.
But I'm willing to accept that.
Okay, maybe you are. You know what I am willing to accept? Pedophilia. Okay. White dudes, they got a lock on that.
Pot-bellied pedos.
Okay, just as much as black dudes have pants below their crotch and just above their knees, they got a lockdown on that. White dudes have a lockdown on pedophilia.
Okay.
All right. I'm not saying there ain't no black dudes or Hispanic, but we all have our own specialties and excel in different fields.
But we've been preached at by society that there's this white supremacy problem, that all the Asian hate crimes are is white supremacy. And then you find out it's nothing but a bunch of capital B black dudes beating the hell out of Asians. Right.
Okay. Right.
And then you've got this murder here where this guy kills a whole family of white people.
Okay.
And it doesn't make a dent in the media. And I'm like, okay, I can accept things that are wrong with white people. Black people need to accept they've got a crime problem. They've got a fucking crime problem, period. A violence and crime problem.
Dude, we can't get conservative talk show hosts to not send their kids to liberal arts colleges. You think you're going to get black people? Hey, we got a crime problem here and a single mom problem. Well, we are really get our act together. Dude, just give up on all of humanity already. All right.
Have.
Okay. All right. What are we talking about this then for?
Because it's point and laugh. This is pointing and laughing at
media, basically,
at the entire civilization. Really,
okay. Yeah,
that it's my fault that this guy killed these people. I mean, everything is my fault as a white male. Everything,
right,
is my fault.
Right. So I have a question.
Fine. Go ahead, run things. Let's see if things get better. You're right. You're all right. It's all my fault. Goodbye.
Yep. And that's where my next step is, to find property out of the United States, because I'm just gonna watch it burn. I'm gonna watch it burn. And it's gonna be funny because I've gotten reports from different people in the field, my agents in the field in corporate America, and they're already starting to see like turnover problems, employee retention, productivity, profit, or revenue problems, all go because they've been promoting women and minorities over people that are deserving.
It happened in government first, and government totally sucks ass, right? And now everybody else is doing it.
But yeah, so it's starting to happen where this is already incurring. The people who embrace it whole, heck, even I think Facebook, they got sued by their former diversity and inclusion director. Right. Of course, she's a black woman, and all racism and sex. Okay, all right, you hired this liability. Excellent. All right. But I have a question about this. Why did he just kill an entire family? Is there a reason? I presume there must. You just don't. Why am I going to kill this entire family?
The media's not curious. Nobody's curious because
he's
not a white Whiterson killing a bunch of black people.
What does the police report say?
They don't know. They don't know. They don't know. And I imagine we'll never know, because they always tamp down these kinds of things.
Right.
They'll show George Floyd's video
wall
to wall over and over again. And now they're showing it now and ignoring all the facts in the trial. But no one will investigate this. No one will wonder why this guy went and killed this doctor. He had been seen by this doctor for something.
All right. So he was seen by, is he a psychologist doctor or a physical doctor?
I don't know. I haven't looked. I haven't looked into it enough because nobody's looking into it enough.
Okay. Right. Yeah, it seems weird.
I mean, once it's not a Whiterson white male, then it's ignored. Like
I got it. Yes, I'm aware. Society hates whites and they hate males, and they really hate white males, and they really hate you if you're straight. I got it. Yes.
So, but this is, again, I guess my point here in looking at these things is what we started off with, is white males, Republicans, conservatives, nothing is going to get better. Nothing is going to get better. Why are you working so hard? Why are you trying so hard? Why are you doing this, that, and the other thing? You need to just let it burn. You need to let the consequences ensue. They stole the fucking election. Right. They've opened the borders. I mean, the disaster in the first 4 months here already.
I'm aware of this.
Let it fucking burn. You need to focus on the home front, and not just white people. I mean, we got all kinds of listeners.
Dude. Yeah. But you think it's going to just be when the food shelves are empty, they're empty.
In the very least, this is like in the very least.
Yeah,
this group of people should realize what's going on and go, fuck it. I'm not going to be the 10% of the company that makes it work anymore. If somebody's got hired for me for a position above me, because no, you don't leave. You just, I'm going to do as minimal amount of work as possible to get a fucking paycheck.
Right.
You don't be productive. You don't.
Did this happen in San Francisco?
Probably.
So there's
it did. It did.
All right, so
there's a good chance these are liberals.
They're liberals. Oh,
there you go. That's a good way.
See, I like to see just the silver lining to some of these.
They
stories.
Probably maybe even tried to be this guy's friend.
Oh yeah,
they probably did.
They're going to help him.
They're going to help him with his problems because he's no longer in the NFL. I mean, he's
probably in jail.
He got laid like tile his whole life for being a superstar athlete, right? But now, woe is me. I'm not in the NFL anymore.
Right.
So I got to go kill this white family that's trying to help me. Who knows what it was?
Well, that's what I mean, did the doc, give him the wrong medication, or did the doc misdiagnose him?
There's no information because there's no curiosity, because there's nobody outside the police station demanding answers right away. Cities aren't burning.
But in intellectual honesty, in defense of the guy who in theory murdered until the court case comes out, you just don't randomly murder an entire family. So I'm wondering what happened. And I could imagine if you've been a pampered athlete your entire life and you get this and you get that. So the slightest offense or the slightest transgression.
Who else played for San Francisco?
The spoiled little bitch from White Man's Bay.
Yes,
Colin Kaepernick, who was adopted by a white family, rich white family, and just shows you don't spoil your kids with lots of money.
But this is what the media should be doing. Is having questions like we're having right now. Like, oh, he played for San Francisco. Did he take knees before the game?
Oh, he probably did.
For the national anthem?
Okay, fine. Wow.
Does he hate white people? We
don't
probably could find out pretty easily
again,
if they were curious.
In defense of him, look, can you imagine? Okay, let me post. I'm not even playing devil's advocate. I'm being serious here.
Sure.
That's a boomer doctor and his boomer wife, and they're liberals.
Yep,
okay?
probably.
Okay,
liberals.
Do you think maybe they fucked him over somehow? I mean, is there a chance of that?
They could have, maybe.
I'd say there's a chance.
I don't know if that gives you an excuse to kill children.
It doesn't give you an excuse. It explains it. It explains
maybe.
And so I have a hard time.
But there's nobody saying anything like that.
No,
the media looked into it, and all they could come up with is concussions.
Right, concussions. I get it. Right.
So, and now he's somehow the victim because he was playing for the white man in the NFL and got concussions and they used him up.
Did you hear that they changed it's not NFL owners anymore, it's NFL governors?
Yes, right.
I heard. I'm like, get the fuck out. Jesus Christ. Right. Fuck you. I'm hoping
you can't say master bedroom anymore.
What are you talking about?
You can't say master bedroom.
Why not?
It's the primary bedroom because master.
Well, who said that? Some ugly.
It's the Realty Association.
Did the Realty Association say that? Okay.
Yes, all realtors are supposed to.
All right. When this house.
So what is the master bathroom then? That's like a practical thing. It's not the primary bathroom because the primary bathroom would be where everybody takes a shit.
Yeah, that's the number one.
Not just the master.
Where there is no toilet paper, by the way. Right. Thank you.
Hey, I already apologized for that.
I
Jesus Christ. But what do you call the master bathroom? Do you call it the primary bedroom bathroom?
I call it the shitter.
I know, but what do you officially call it now?
I don't.
How do you officially call the master? Oh, this is a really nice master bath. Oh, I can't say that. I can't say master bath.
You do know that the vast majority of people, like the vast majority of people don't. Now, I understand the National Realtor Association came out with that. But I would go right up to my realtor. I say, if you ever utter primary bathroom, I will get another fucking realtor.
Primary bedroom. That's it. What the question? And what do they call the tournament that's happening right now? The Masters.
The NCAA?
No, the Masters. The golf tournament. Oh, the Masters. Yes. What do you call it?
I don't know. There's a boxing league or circuit or whatever. And boxing obviously is disproportionately dominated by Black and Latino guys. Uh-huh. And I have a buddy he's my age, but he was a boxer when he was younger. Okay. Black guy.
Yeah.
And
capital B black.
Yeah.
Guy, racist.
And anyway, so I was talking, and I really want to get into boxing, but I can't do that until my fucking house is built. So I do want to get into boxing. He says, "Oh, you could enter the Masters." I said, "The Masters?" He's like, "Yeah, it's for old guys who can't really box." Okay. I'm like, "Oh, the Masters." Well, la-di-da-doo-dee-da. So,
but I mean, Master Yoda. I mean, are they going to have to change that? Master now is racist.
Is it racist?
Yes.
According to who?
Officially. Well, according to the woke mob, it's racist.
Right.
You can't say master.
Okay.
Well, I think we should just call it the masses. Hey, I'm watching the masses this weekend.
The masses.
With those green jackets. Those fucking frogs. I'll be racist against French at the same time.
See, I haven't paid attention to that either. And what is there a problem with Augusta now? It's just the Masters? Is that the problem?
No, I'm just saying it should be a problem because of the master.
Wait till next year. Next year will be a problem.
I mean, I just follow the logic further. That's all I do. And yeah, it's going to be Master Yoda is a racist.
Right. Can you imagine
he's a green supremacist.
Can you imagine with digital editing? What the movie is going to look like 30 years from now. Like they will be the most, all the movies from the 80s are going to be the most boring
80s. After they edit them.
After they edit them, I mean, they're going to lose about half an hour each.
They've already started doing that. I think they took out Daryl Hannah's ass in Splash.
They took out in Back to the Future, a guy was looking at a girly mag.
Oh,
and they took that out.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. No, there's kind
of
ooh
la la. They took out
the ooh la la. Yeah,
they took out ooh la la.
Yeah, they took
ooh la la.
Yeah,
that's one of the funnier parts of the movie. God damn,
we can't have
these
humor.
fucking people, man. I mean, it's just, and that's why I'm buying Blu-rays now.
Because then you can keep them.
Because they're gonna change, they're gonna disappear, and you're gonna have to subscribe to some fucking woke company to be able to see these movies. So
it'll be the watered down version.
Got all the Rambos and the Terminators and the Die Hards and the Lethal Weapons, and I got all the stuff that I want my kids to watch in their original form.
Yeah. Well, the WWE, which is now consolidated. Remember the WWF?
Yes.
Okay, back in the 80s. So obviously they're minority wrestlers. And then
Coco Beware.
Yeah, and Superfly Snuka and Junkyard Dog and all those guys.
Yeah, we love them.
And And now imagine there's guys our age who looked up to those guys, and they're also Latino.
Mr. T, we love Mr. T,
for fucking Christ's sake, right? So anyway, everyone looked up to these guys when we were little kids. They're going back now and editing out any kind of, because obviously to get the rivals and the smack talking, they'd obviously employ racial aspects, listen, get back to Africa, that kind of thing. Yep. And they
had a sense of humor.
Well, it's not a sense of humor, but as a little kid, he shouldn't have said that. He's the bad guy.
The bad guy.
And then, of course, Junkyard Dog or whatever would beat whoever was mouthing off. Yeah. And we're like, all right, good guys win. And oh no, we got to get rid of that. It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
What in honest fuck's name? Can you just nothing is going to be sacred to these people? Nothing.
Well, it's already, I've detailed it here on the Freak Show about how they've labeled 7 or 8, or was it 11 Muppet Show episodes?
Yeah, Muppet shows.
That's racist. And I was just, when I was looking for Blu-rays to buy, I noticed the Looney Tunes, just one set of 4 discs was like $60.
Okay.
Because they're going to edit them at some point.
No, they are.
And you're going to need to have these old DVDs to have the original versions. And even in those Looney Tunes DVDs, I don't know if you've ever watched them. When my kids watch them, they said, yeah, we like them, except for that mean lady that comes out at the beginning. It's Whoopi Goldberg walking out there saying, well, we've kept these cartoons in their original form because
I'm the world's ugliest black woman.
There's a lot of racist stuff in them.
And Hollywood decided to give me lots of money because I sassy in the 80s.
And she was Mother Abigail in the remake of The Stand. Yeah.
Oh.
But so should we move on?
Yeah, let's go to another. So nothing changed.
What do you mean nothing changed?
Nothing changed.
Well, nothing changes.
Yeah,
no.
there we go.
That's the whole point of the Will to Power Hour podcast, which I don't have the right label up here, but that's okay.
Would you like a positive thing? Would you like to talk about something happy and optimistic? Just like a little
bunnies?
No, even better than bunnies. You know how you have garbage day?
Yes.
Okay, guess what day today is?
It's Freak Show Friday.
Oh, it's Freak Show Friday, but it's also my cheat day. So I'm going to eat Sonic. I'm going to get a chocolate shake.
You said you're going to get drunk.
No, I'm not actually. I can't.
You decided against it?
No, I was being facetious. I can't. I just can't afford it because if I drink, then I'm worthless the next day. And so I need to be on my game, calling contractors, basically babysitting a bunch of fucking boomer tards and whipping these people.
I can't get a quote from this guy for my
project.
I can't.
He's overextended.
Like you said,
you know what?
Like you said, they're like the hot chicks in high school or whatever.
Wait for the recession to hit,
right?
And then they'll be desperate, and then call them up. You could save thousands of dollars. Just wait, just wait for the economy to slow down.
For sure. So what's the good? Oh, that was the good story.
That's you. Cheat day. Yeah, it's about
you.
It was about me.
So not for me. So this is better.
For me.
Okay.
The good
puppies.
News for you.
I can look at puppies, and you can have your cheat day.
But you know what's great? Good news. An optimistic thing in your day.
What?
You got your buddy here podcasting with you. See, there's blessings all around.
I put his laundry in the
free
dryer.
Laundry. That's a good thing. Boy, saved myself $1.50 in quarters.
So let's see here. Thousands of women report extremely painful periods and menstrual cycle irregularities after COVID vaccine. So one of the conspiracy theories, I'm doing air quotes, conspiracy theories is that this vaccine, which is not a vaccine, am I going to get in trouble on your channel for saying things
like vaccines,
like talking about COVID? Is this going to get flagged on your channel?
Well, you can talk about COVID. It's just it won't be monetizable.
They'll hear me say it's not a vaccine, it's a gene therapy.
You could say that. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna, because I don't monetize.
I'm just gonna say facts.
The vast majority of my videos are not monetizable, and I don't try to make them monetizable.
All right. So the disinformation, the misinformation about health, for COVID and the vaccine, is that it's a gene therapy. It's not a vaccine, right? It's an mRNA
that
basically
triggers
it goes in. It goes in. It's very susceptible to heat.
Okay.
So it goes in. It programs some cells to create this protein spike, and then the mRNA dies essentially because it gets too hot. That's why they have to keep it cold. But then you got these cells that have this weird protein spike that's the same as coronavirus, and your immune system sees that as foreign and attacks it.
Okay.
So the conspiracy theory is that this protein spike is on placenta and in the women's reproductive system, the same protein spike. So the conspiracy theory is that the gene therapy will also trick your immune system to attack your reproductive system.
Okay.
Thousands of women report extremely painful periods, menstrual cycle irregularities after COVID vaccine. I wonder if it's still like.
Click on that. And
where
do they? Yeah, and what
Daily
do they
Mail,
cite? Oh, the Daily Mail. You understand why I'm a little suspicious of it. Go to the actual.
But you're not suspicious of everything else?
No, I just scroll down. The problem I have with the Daily Mail is
so it says
when you go through it.
Associate professor at the University of Illinois tweeted in February that she'd been hearing talk of people who had experienced changes in their menstruation since getting 1 or 2 vaccine shots.
Okay.
So this is anecdotal because nobody's looking into, because nobody knows the long term. That's the other fact about this quote vaccine, which is actually a gene therapy. They don't know the long term effects.
No, we don't.
The only reason why it's legal is because we're in a state of emergency, and they got emergency use authorization. They do not have FDA approval.
Okay.
We don't know the long term effects, and yet they want everybody, including infants, at some point to get this fucking vaccine.
Right. Well, I'm not getting it.
No, I'm not either. Do not get the shot.
And that would be a line. That would be like, no, Clary's going to jail.
And
time.
I've told you what I'm gonna do. If anybody comes up to my door, if anybody comes up to my door just to spite them, I've got an AR-15. Guess what? I've never fired it. I've never fired.
Really?
Nope.
You should practice at least a little bit.
I think the poeticness of when the troops come to my door to forcibly inject me with potentially a poison that will sterilize my family and end my genetics. I will not attack them and defend myself with my AR-15. No, I've got a big fucking machete.
There you go.
No, you don't get to portray me as some white male gun-loving AR-15 so you can start your fucking civil war and gun confiscation. I'm going to go after your ass with a fucking machete. Is that going to be nicer? Are you going to prefer me going after you with a fucking machete and hacking you to death?
They'll have a machete
like the guy in
buyback.
Hatchet?
Yeah, a machete buyback program. Old machete
So that's what I'm going to just for the metaphor of it, just for what's the word I'm looking for? It's not necessarily metaphor. It's not an analogy.
Allegory.
It's just poetic. It's poetic that they're obsessed with white males with AR-15s, and that's the most dangerous. That's a threat to the country. They're going to turn the government against patriots, and when they come to forcibly eject me or take my guns, I'm not going to use. I will. My AR-15 will have never been fired. I'm so dangerous. It will never have been fired.
Can I have it?
They're going to confiscate it after I.
Not if I get it first.
After I hack them to death. No, I'm going to have it upstairs, and they're going to go. He had an AR-15, but it doesn't appear to have ever been fired, and words say that he never fired it.
Local asshole Aaron Clary says, "Yeah, he never fired it. And can I get that gun?"
I'm going to come at him like Jason Voorhees.
Here's a problem I got with this. They're citing Twitter. That's where it comes from. Twitter has prompted more women to share their menstrual concerns on Twitter, revealing the heavy flow. But could this just be women kvetching?
Could be, sure. But again, nobody looks into these things.
Right.
And if you try to say anything, you're a conspiracy theorist, you're a science denier, you're an anti-vaxxer, they just disregard you, right? Fauci says it's fine.
Okay.
When Fauci admitted it's never been done before. It's never been injected into humans before. And we don't know the long-term effects. He admitted it to a Mexican comedian. It took a Mexican comedian interviewing him to actually ask him some tough questions.
Now, look. Okay.
So this is just, you would think that if anybody was curious whatsoever and skeptical whatsoever, that this would be, hey, maybe we should look into this. Maybe that we, but no, I'm right. I'm a hero. I want to get back to normal. The human herd is so disappointing. I'm like, go ahead, leftist, take the shot. Yeah, take the fucking shot. We'll see if you're alive in 10 years.
I will not prevent anyone from
take the shot. Go take it.
You may do whatever you want.
Good on you. But don't make me take it. Well, you need to take it. Why do I need to take it if you take it? Well, because we need herd immunity. But you're already protected. Why the fuck do you care? If it's supposed to work, why do you? Well, we all need to take it. Dr. Fauci said so. That's the only way we can open up again. You're being selfish. It's nuts. The human beings are pathetic.
Right.
The human herd is pathetic, and this is proving it. Anybody that still has any hope in humanity is an idiot. It just isn't paying attention.
You know what we need to do? We need to go on an epic saga. That's what we need to go on, an epic saga.
Let's not talk about that. But this, again, it's just like, we're always right about these things. We always eventually are right.
Right.
And that's why I've given up. I don't care. Right. God bless people that try to affect change in a positive way and try to improve humanity and inform people, when their reward is being canceled, being called a racist, being called
sexist, whatever,
science denier. All these doctors are banned from Twitter for just questioning things. And yet people still are trying to save humanity. And I'm like, you know what? The information's out there. I've been doing this podcast since 2014. I can't get people to not shop at Target.
Right. So who's
I
wrong?
wash my hands of it. I'm done. I'm done with humanity. If an alien species came down, I'd say, hey, can I be your pet, please?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, you could play chess against me for fun or something.
Smoke just me every time.
Like how you play Go Fish with your kids. Yeah. These aliens could play chess with me.
Sure.
And let me win.
Yeah. Like
to make me feel like I'm smart.
Right.
I would not defend humanity against an alien invasion. I would say, are you better than this filth that I'm allegedly a part of?
Yeah.
Please take me with you.
Well, it's gotten so bad that where, who's starting to seem reasonable, and they are in some regards and in some key aspects, and then other regards, like, no, you're just wrong. But who's actually starting to seem reasonable and a traditional?
Well, what, the whole Christian?
No, Muslims.
Saints? Oh, right.
At least they stand by their guns, although the Shiites and Sunnis are at each other's throats. But it's like, no, we have nuclear families. Yeah. No, we follow these rules. And
aren't they happy that all the women are covering their faces now? That's all it took. They didn't even have to get a burqa. Everybody's wearing a mask because they're scared of the common cold. I mean,
well, and you kind of look at it, and removing the radical and the terrorists and all that, Abu American is like an example, and some other people. I don't know if they want me to disclose their Muslim faith or kind of Muslim faith, but these guys are not radicals. They're not. No. And then they're like, yeah, I am not marrying an American woman. Like, I'm going back to the home country. Heck, some of them may even stay there because, like, fuck this shit. Like, this is a great place to make money, but your culture is complete. And they're right. Your culture is completely immoral and debased.
They've got consequences where they live, where they're
from. Right.
We have no consequences.
No consequences. Right. No, and I'm finding myself more and more aligned. Not that I'd ever become a Muslim, but I'm at least philosophically or ideologically more aligned with, like, traditionalism, patriarchy. There's some wisdom there.
Oh, for sure.
That I'm kind of like, it's just kill anyone behind a tree who isn't you. It's like, fly planes into buildings. Maybe.
I mean, thousands of years of human evolution and history have resulted in, quote, the patriarchy. That's what it has resulted in.
Don't get me started about how 2 million years of human evolution has resulted in some rules and laws we should all follow. Right. But some feminist Kawantahas 50 years ago in the 60s decided they knew better.
They think they know better than all of human history.
Right.
And yet they believe in nature, and they believe in evolution, they believe in these things.
What is the biggest conspiracy theory? I'm going to test you to see if you got the biggest conspiracy.
Biggest?
The biggest conspiracy theory.
Biggest.
The biggest in all of human history.
Well, it's this globalism thing. Okay.
That communism can work.
Okay.
You want to talk about
right.
conspiracy
theory?
All right. You want to talk about a lie or a canard?
Yep.
Thinking that communism somehow will actually work this time when every bleeping time it kills half, well, not half, but a significant percent of the population, not through murder or killing, but through starvation.
Yeah.
And then just to have this, it kind of was, it's like, dude, I have more faith in the vaccine working than I do communism working.
Sure.
But that's a perfectly acceptable one because it makes people feel good.
You know what's an even greater conspiracy theory than that?
Patriarchy.
No. That prosperity will make people good. That's the root idea of communism, is that if we all have our Maslow's hierarchy of needs taken care of,
right,
we can focus on other things and improve as a species. We are the most prosperous we have ever been. And this country is close to be just burning it all down.
Right.
So prosperity does not make human beings better.
It spoils them. It makes them weak. Makes them very weak.
And so you have to constantly, I mean, what I try to tell my listeners is just appreciate all the amazing things that we've got. We've never lived. I mean, we're simulcasting on 2 YouTube channels and we're talking to a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think that we'd be able to do this when you were a kid? No fucking way. I had a little boom box with a tape deck and I pretend to be a radio host and stuff like that on that. That's, we are living in unbelievably prosperous times and everybody's miserable. Everybody wants more. It's good. Never enough.
Let them be miserable.
Never enough. The Taoists say if your belly's full, that's enough. And everybody else is, I need to have this. He's got a cabin. I want a cabin. He's got a boat. I want a boat. He's got a hot wife. I need to make more money so I can get a hot wife who secretly hates me, who despises me. But that's the key for me and that's why I don't work, is because I'm like, hey, the coffee's good. Yeah. Coffee tastes good. Beer tastes good. I buy my clothes at Menards.
You pay off.
I do all my work myself.
Half your money would go to taxes anyway.
Right. I'm, I was a stay-at-home dad.
You raised
Mrs.
your
DT,
children?
I actually raised my children.
Wow.
Mrs. DT had a better potential for making money. When in Rome, I mean, who's going to advance more? A really smart chick or a really smart dude?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely the chick. Yeah. No. And I'm looking forward to, there's some good sides to this. Now I got to do a video on it, but looking at the evolution of the labor force, corporate America has capitulated to racism and sexism, predominantly sexism. They're just going to give women everything. Mm-hmm. But they'll also give preferential treatment to minorities as well. So that is no longer meritocratic. And when it's no longer meritocratic, that means it's not fair, even for the people working there, regardless of whether you happen to be a minority. So you're going to go work for an insane asylum. Right. And with my agents in the field reporting me that things are starting to break down, they're not as efficient as they used to be. A lot of guys
let it break down.
A lot of guys, and I've likened it to the Titanic. This ship will sink.
Absolutely.
And all these guys going off and making their own independent contract stuff, working from home, whatever else, or being the stay-at-home dad. In 20 years, I predict the Overton window will move, where women we want to be in corporations, we want to be on corporate boards. All right, here it is.
Yeah.
Mark my words, DT. 20 years from now, guess what they're going to be bitching about?
Not being able to stay home.
There will be a study
saying that
75% of people who work from home are men. Yeah. There's a work from home gap. Right. And mark my words, these dumbass bitches will they're so desperate to fucking go and become corporate and get into the corporate boards. They're going to want to go back home.
Yep, for sure.
Well, why do the husbands get to stay home?
And you must have listened to the podcast where I read that study or whatever about white supremacy culture, right? Did you listen? Oh, you didn't? That's where this sounder comes from. This one right here.
Again, is that a guy or a girl?
That's a guy.
That's a guy.
That's a guy. So all these things here, again, if you're not at the Black Brigade podcast, you can't see what we're talking about. All these things here on the screen is basically the result of women and minorities getting into corporate America and realizing that it sucks. And so they just blame it all on white people. All these things, all the things that make human beings suck, expecting perfection, all those things, it's all legitimate criticisms of people, not white supremacy culture, of people. Right. Yes, your boss expects you to get something done on time when there's no way that you can get it done. That's white supremacy culture. No, it's not. It's just humanity.
Yeah.
And so all these women and minorities that have thought that we were just sitting in the back room.
Oh yeah, smoking cigars and having blowjobs,
right? Like the Mad Men show. They think that's what it was everywhere.
Right.
They finally get there and they go, "Oh shit, this fucking sucks. It must be their fault. They made it this way, and they were all white males. So this is white supremacy culture."
By all means, I think Target and Facebook and all the Fortune 500 companies should have an all-female board to create the corporation in their own image. And you go start a new Utah. By all means, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: and I think a lot of, particularly men, face this, but some women have too. When you go work in the working world, it sucks.
It totally sucks. Mrs. DT's complaining about it all the time.
And you're like, I don't want to do this fucking shit no more.
Right.
And once you realize that it sucks, it's like, okay, what are you going to do to become a 1099 superior race guy or gal? Right. And so a lot of people are starting to actually think that way.
But even that, you still have to deal with the herd.
Yeah,
you still have to deal. You still have to deal with all of it.
I'm trying to point out a happy silver lining.
Right.
Is anyone happy working for corporate America?
I don't think so.
Very small.
Even the ones that are in the diversity office, it's never enough. So you're never, since you have no metric for when you've achieved what you want to achieve, you're always dissatisfied.
Right. And you're all, and think about this. Your entire job is to profit off of your hatred, or maybe a better word would be jealousy or envy.
Right.
Of another group of people, male, white,
it's totally
whatever.
Racist.
Right. Bigotry in general, it doesn't matter. The point is, your job is to profit off of hate and bigotry. Like, how happy do you think that is? They're not raising bunnies. The guy raising bunnies is a lot happier. Right. Whoever's making chocolates or brewing beer is a lot happier. Right. But there is no one who goes to the diversity inclusion job they got and say, yay, we get to find new ways to hate on whites and males.
They thought it was the promised land, though. That's what's so great about this whole thing, is that they thought that white males were happy.
Yeah.
they thought we were happy running all this bullshit.
Yeah. Like we're in Elysium, having grapes and unicorn meat.
Welcome to the party, pal. I don't have that sounder, but welcome to the party, pal. Now you realize how much it sucked to be a white male.
Yeah.
To be on these boards and to be boss and to be an employee and to be an engineer and to be all these things. Yeah, it sucked.
You know what's great? Lawyers. Do you know how miserable lawyers are? It was already a miserable profession, one of the most regretted professions. And you know what percentage of women are going account for? Oh, it's just
they probably want to be politicians.
They all do, but it's great. It's like go to law school, have fun.
Right. So and then to circle back around, all the people who actually do real work can pick and choose now.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ever get this place, DT's Compound 2.0, fixed up suitably, I'm going to be a handyman and I'm just going to go around. I've even thought about making it a nonprofit. Now listen to this. Okay. I've even thought about making it a nonprofit and just taking donations. I come over, I work for a few hours. You give me what you think it's worth as a donation. I go anywhere. So whatever you give me allows me to go help out the poor person, paint their house or clean out their gutters or whatever. Isn't it all then not taxable? It's all
no, but your nonprofit, as long as the money stays in the nonprofit,
right?
It's not taxable,
right?
But I
can pay myself a salary as being head of the nonprofit. But
that would show up on your 1040 form. Your nonprofit would have to give you a W-2 or 1099, and you'd pay taxes on it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and I would not set it up nonprofit, especially in a hot market like this, because if you can get out there, here, I was going to ask you, will you show up on time and do what you say you're going to do? Then you could charge $100 an hour. And
all I'm going to do is there's not going to be any quotes. It's going to be, you want to hire me for 2 hours, it's this much.
Okay.
4 hours, it's this much. All day, it's this much. And you save a little bit of money if it's all day. And I just go and work. And that's what you get. I've even thought about calling it, I think maybe you mentioned it, house husband. Just call it house husband.
Dude, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Something like that.
That's great.
The honeydew,
or honeydew. Sure. Yeah. Oh, hey,
I take care of your honeydew list. And I've already had people say, we don't know very many people here in the Black Hills because we just moved here.
Right.
And we've heard from a few people, parents of my kids' friends. Oh, I'd hire you.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of things that we've been neglecting because we're both working and nobody's at home able to, change batteries in fucking smoke alarms.
Right.
Or there's all kinds of shit that people just don't do. And if you give them a reasonable rate to just, okay, tell me what to do now, or give me a list.
You could make more than you'd make at whatever Department of Transportation or whatever.
City of whatever.
I think it's great.
The airlines. Did you hear about the airlines? United Airlines. They're working towards quotas of at least 50% of their pilots are going to be women or minorities.
I'm not flying United.
I know.
I don't want the plane to crash.
Right.
You know what? You know who I want to build my bridges and fly the planes?
The
best people.
And I can tell you, soldiers and lieutenants out there, civil engineering does not hire the best.
It does not hire the best.
Period.
Okay.
Period.
So be very cautious when I
so
go over
every
these
time you
bridges.
drive over a bridge, every time you're driving under a bridge,
solid C+ student,
say a little prayer because hopefully they've got their factors of safety correct.
No. Well, you want to end it because I got to go and do other work.
Okay, you just want to do an hour today? That's it.
What? Yeah, we had an hour.
Well, we're an hour and 16.
16.
Is there any other? Let's see if there's any other thing to point and laugh at.
Oh.
So yeah, we already talked about the neck becomes the neck area
for
the prosecution and the media in the George Floyd trial. There's a church in Canada where the government has erected a gate and a fence around it and basically put black tarp up all over it because they don't want people worshiping during COVID.
Okay.
That I was listening to Alex Jones yesterday. Anybody in Canada, descend at, even if you're not a Christian, descend on this area and just make it the new Woodstock. To tell these tyrannical governments to fuck off.
You can't get Americans to do shit. You think you're going to get Canadians to do shit?
Well, but religious people are different.
All right.
They actually do.
All right.
They might do that.
I'm sorry. I just, all right. Scroll down.
Texas election fraud prosecutions reach all-time high. There's no fraud. There's no electoral fraud. No, we're gonna HR1. We're gonna pass a bill that
who's Prince Philip?
He was some prince. I think he was a pedo. I think.
Oh,
I think he was.
See, white guys got a lock on it. Tell you, we got the monopoly.
He's a part of the British crown. I think he had lots of problems.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But
scroll down.
I'm not sure. So yeah, Biden's ATF nominee is a blue and non-conspiracy theorist, Waco, supporting nut job. He is nuts.
Okay.
Who's going to be there?
Keep scrolling.
Hey, come on, man. We're reading them. So this is a good one.
What's that?
Capital B black student admits to writing racist hate hoax graffiti at small Michigan college.
Well,
okay. Capital B black people.
Click on it.
When are you going to admit that most of these things are hoaxes?
Albion. I did a.
Oh yeah, you did.
I did. I knew it was this college. Yeah. Oh God. So you know the story of this college?
I thought you visited it, didn't you?
No. Someone wanted me to read through an article. Basically, Albion is a private liberal arts college, so it's completely worthless, and a lot of kids are not going to. And then COVID, well, okay, forget COVID, that's what's going to complicate the story. Basically, they're losing enrollment because people are going to the state schools and they just can't afford it, and instead of cutting costs or going online or anything like that, they decided, well, we're going to aggressively market to minorities over in Chicago because they're in Michigan and Chicago and Gary, Indiana is just not that far away.
Yeah.
So they sent recruiters in there. Now, to show you we're not racist, okay, and we do care about our fellow black men and women.
Yeah, we're not racist.
Is this going to be a positive financial benefit for anyone, black or white, to attend Albion College?
If they
just simple answer, yes or no?
Well, no, obviously.
No, right? Is Albion going to charge them money to attend?
Absolutely.
Yes, but not as much. So they were giving discounts.
Yes.
Okay.
Scholarships or whatever.
Right.
Grants.
So they basically gave them half off tuition. Yep. Even at half off tuition. Right.
Hey, you know what? I give you your first heroin hit for free.
Not done yet. Not done. Do blacks and Hispanics in Gary and Chicago tend to have more or less money than your average white person?
Usually less.
So they're kind of strapped for cash.
Unless they're very successful criminals.
So this school really fucked up.
Yes.
A lot of minorities. And so now a lot of minorities and so they're saying like it went from 90% white, 10% minority to half minority, half white. And gee, you think there might be some racial tension when a liberal arts college says it's those people's fault that they're oppressed. I mean, it is a perfect, like, if you could imagine the dean of this school, or a character that would represent Albion College. It's like you take a strap on and it's a guy, but it's a big circular strap on. And as he's thrusting, he's fucking himself in his own ass. That's Albion College.
It's like the, what's the Ouroboros?
The snake that eats itself.
It's a self-fucking cock.
It's a self-fucking cock. And that's Albion College. And it's a wonderful, I feel bad for the students because, well, you're all getting a worthless education over there. But I particularly feel bad for minorities and from Chicago and Indiana, and Detroit, I guess, too, that went there under this lie and this dream they were sold that if you go to Albion, and then, of course, you get some fuckwit like this who, so I knew it was Albion.
But my point was, what do drug pushers do? They give you the first hit for free. Right? So, yeah, we'll give you a discount on your tuition. Yeah. Come on in.
All right, let's go back.
You're going to love it. But there's some good quotes here, though. So what this is the graffiti, which included racist epithets and multiple references to the KKK, was discovered in a stairwell inside Mitchell Towers on Friday, April 2nd. University officials said pictures of the graffiti were posted. Of course, we all see this, right? We don't see the story about the guy murdering the white family, but we all see this. All right. And in a series of tweets Wednesday evening, April 7th, college officials said the student was acting alone. So this is a capital B black student, acted alone and acknowledged responsibility for the incidents. The student was immediately removed from campus and placed on temporary suspension while the college conducts a full investigation, a part of its student judicial process, college officials said. So here's the college officials. Basically, the guy is trying to inflame racial tensions.
Right, he is, yes.
Trying to get attention-seeking whore, whatever.
Right. Now,
playing the game.
Notice he wasn't kicked out of school. He's on
he's just temporary.
You know
suspension.
Why?
Because it would be racist to kick him out of school.
No. They need his money.
Maybe
they want his money.
Quote, we know the acts of racism that have occurred this week are not about one particular person or one particular incident. Well, no, this is just one example. There still is racism. Trust us. God. We know that there is a significant history of racial pain and trauma on campus, and we are taking action to repair our community. We will change and heal together as a community because we are committed to doing the work. This guy fucking lied and played you all for suckers, and you're still saying it's Whitey's fault.
I would also like to point out to every young person listening, and truly, regardless of race or gender,
right?
Do you want to attend a fucking psycho ward college like this? I mean, if there is an argument,
it's for free, wouldn't you take it for free?
No. Well, Albion College doesn't offer one employable degree, but can you see why everyone should at least go to school online for the first 2 years? Like get your prereqs out of the way. Like there is no reason to go to any of these college campuses, let alone physically where you're going to spend a lot of money, taking these classes. Just go online, go to your local community college, go to night school because there's more mature people there. That's not as political because regardless of your ethnicity, you do not have the fucking time for this bullshit.
Right.
Get in there, get a good degree, get a job, make money, enjoy life. But this, it's a psych ward. It's an insane asylum. Fuck this shit. There's no reason to attend this. But it's mentally damaging to you too.
Can you think of any example of, quote, a hate crime, right? Of graffiti, of get out of here,
a noose around it,
the car painted, get out of our neighborhood, right. All those examples where everybody goes crazy, right? Yeah. Have you heard of one that was real?
No. Well, Jolie Smollett, wasn't he real?
Right, Jussie Smollett. At Bubba Wallace, that wasn't real either.
I don't know who Bubba Wallace is.
He's the NASCAR driver. It was a fucking pull rope for his goddamn
garage. Yes.
And they had this whole big thing on television.
The FBI got involved. I know.
Walking behind him, all the other drivers, all the white drivers. Yeah, we're standing behind Bubba Wallace. It's all a hoax. The whole fucking everything is fake.
That's why I don't watch the news.
That's one of my products on the Cafe Press site. There's a sticker that says everything is fake. Everything is fake.
Everything is fake.
Everything.
Yep. That's why I don't watch the news.
Everything. You got to pick your fake. You got to pick your fake thing. Bitcoin's fake. It's fucking fake. But you got to pick something. So if you want to invest in Bitcoin, I guess fine.
You know what I invested
Don't try to tell me it's scarce. It's not scarce.
I invested in a hike 2 days ago. It was a very nice hike until I tworked my back more. So. All right, let's get out of here. I got to get out of here. I got to go yell at boomers.
All right. So that was the Freak Show for this freak and Schadenfreude and Freedom Friday. April 9th, 2021. Thanks for following in, soldiers. If you like the Freak Show, again, I think 150 people were listening on Aaron Clary's site. If you wanted to see all the things that we're looking at on the screen, the link is in the description, but head on over to the YouTube site, hit the subscribe.
And I'll go over there and just so all my listeners, we'll go over there and quick bang out the super chats.
Oh, sure.
Because while it's up, I mean, literally, I know you don't believe in minutes create seconds create minutes, minutes create hours, hours create days.
Oh, you're gonna do super chats now?
Because it'll save me time to log in and do it later.
We can keep going.
All right, let's do that.
So let's just do the super chats.
Is that the
no? Here, I'll get there.
Give me where I got to go.
Let me do it. So
yeah, and for everyone who did make super chats, I will be going over a Miss Super Chats thing here. Let's scroll up. We may not have that many because hopefully, okay, you know this guy. This guy is worthless.
Yes.
You know that guy. That
Atham El Dekua. Is that how you say it?
El Dekua.
Or is it Atham El Dekua?
No, you're not a middle-aged white woman trying to find a Latino. Atham El Dekua. Dance the salsa with me. It's like, lady, Tina.
Yeah, I'll call him Atham.
Atham? Oh, we're so doing that. Atham. Did you see the spoof he did on me and Jack Napier on Brokeback Mountain?
No, you told me about it.
Oh God, it was hilarious. Fred for $2. A woman got promoted over me. Pronouns and email signs. Yeah, Fred, you just take your money and run. I would just 1099 it. I think we're all caught up. Cool, we're done.
That's it. Right, let me
end my broadcast.
Sure.
And see, now we're done there.